The rain fell violently on Akopia village the night Tim and Tem were born, washing the red earth into rushing streams. Inside Chief Orumia's compound, the air was thick with roasted goat meat and steaming egusi soup. Drummers beat the drums until the ground vibrated. Twin boys, twin pillars for the chief. The herders shouted, pouring hot schnapps into a glass cup and the ground for libation. Chief Orumia lifted his heavy hands. May God secure our dynasty. Amidst the heavy drinking and dancing, no one noticed the profound stillness in the infant eyes. Days bled into weeks, while other babies tracked white smoke rising to the thatched roof. Tim and Tem stared completely through it. They did not blink at torchlight. When realization settled 4 months later, the weekly music died. Whispers started small. Chief Orumia stopped smiling, his hand trembling in silent shame. As time passed, the pity in Akopia village turned rancid. Women gossiped over washing basins at the streams. A chief's compound shouldn't bear broken fruit. They muttered, "It's an abomination." Chief Orumia pulled his traditional cloth tight and hid behind his high walls. He spent nights staring at his twin sons in the dark, his silence heavier than the harmattan heat. Ilaye, the mother of the twins, felt the frostbite.
Look at you dancing in the morning light,
the path to the river.
So free and full of life.
The other women instantly evaporated. As she dropped
Wicked
her bucket,
woman!
A wide circle cleared around her. A woman said, "She is an evil woman. Stay far." Another whispered, Maybe she is cursed. The summons came under a moonless night inside the council hut. Leading the charge was Elder Micah, an ambitious title holder. An abomination cannot sit on the throne because we are of royal blood, Micah hissed, pounding his staff. A chief cannot breed weakness. Standing outside, Ilaye heard her husband's silence. Chief Orumia did not defend them. Before midnight, the verdict hit. She and her blind twins were sent packing before sunrise. There were no farewells or traveling blessings. Ilaye packed their lives in total silence into a single wrapper. In the blue darkness before dawn, she tied the twins, one on her back, the other on her hand, and walked away. Behind her, the distant, mocking rhythm of the money drums began erasing her presence from the dust of Akopia like a smoke fading into wind. The city roared, a chaotic maze of yellow buses shouting vendors. "Buy cold pure water," shouted one seller. "Plantain chips, 3 for 500 naira." Ilaye was exhausted, her feet aching. She reached the cramped "Face Me, I Face You" apartment of her sister, Unema. Unema burst into tears, pulling
home,
them
my dear
inside.
sister.
"They think they throw you away," Unema said firmly. "But you will not suffer here. I will get you a job, though the pay is small." Survival in the city was an expensive war. Ilaye scrubbed tight floors of wealthy homes until her knuckles hurt, while Unema struggled to pay the rising bills. The trajectory shifted when Tim and Tem enrolled in specialized school for the blind. Early days brought tears and frustration, but slowly, small fingers found meaning in braille dots. The heavy weight of being a village curse was finally stripped away. Years passed. The city's noise became data. What they lacked in sight, they multiplied in terrifying mental focus. Tim developed an auditory memory so fierce he quoted radio broadcasts word for word days later. Tem mastered analytical and legal reasoning, dissecting arguments purely through sound. In late hours, under a single bulb, the sound of their fingers flying over braille pages sounded like a steady marching army. At university, they chose law, a weapon that cared only about evidence, competing directly against students with perfect vision. It was their toughest trial yet, but their extraordinary ability to listen and remember everything verbatim turned the tables. They debated fiercely, dominated national mock trial competitions, and earned prestigious scholarships. They saw two devastating future advocates walking the grounds. After graduation and their call to the bar, they built a legal consulting firm. The brass plaque read, Tim and Tem Legal Consultants. Clients came from across states. Their reputation grew quickly. Disciplined, ruthless in truth, precise in arguments. Ilaye often sat quietly in plush leather chairs,
Thank you, God,
watching
for
corporate
blessing my
executives wait anxiously to buy her son's minds. Looking at sleek glass walls, she remembered
Lord, you
their
saved
village.
me and my children
Success
from
changed
danger and
everything
poverty.
except one hard operational decision. During interview for a new associate, Tim's opening question was always, where are your roots? The firm hired aggressively from neighboring territories, but they systematically blacklisted any applicant from Akupia village. When one of their friends questioned the buyers, Tem's voice was ice cold. Some soils only know how to choke a seed. We do not plant our resources where we were once buried. Back in Akupia's village, stagnation set in. Elder Maika, taking advantage of Chief Orumia's aging mind, orchestrated a massive fraudulent land deal. A multinational corporation wanted ancestral land bordering the village. Maika forged signatures, pocketed a multi-million naira payout, and left the youth displaced. Desperate, a secret delegation of Akupia youth traveled to the city, walking into Tim and Tem legal consultants with stolen documents, completely unaware of the lawyers' identities. In the sleek office, Tem ran fingers over braille transcriptions while Tim listened to the youth's desperate testimony. Tim paused and asked, where are your roots? When they answered, Akupia, a heavy silence blanketed the room. The youth held their breath, expecting rejection. Instead, Tem smiled, a razor-sharp smile. We usually don't plant where we were buried, Tem said softly, but we will gladly dig up the people who buried us.
Chief,
days later,
Elder
Micah was celebrating when a court bailiff served a legally binding interim injunction from the High Court, halting the multi-million naira land sale. The representative council listed at the bottom sent shocking waves through his house. Tim and Tem partners. Furious, Micah called an emergency town hall meeting to use traditional intimidation against the external lawyers. He spread frantic rumor. Two blind boys want to steal our heritage. The air inside the town hall was suffocating, packed with angry youths, fearful elders, and fragile Chief Orumia. When a sleek black car pulled into the compound, the crowd fell stunned. Ilaye stepped outside first.
Madam,
elegant,
is this
poised,
really you?
wearing fine laces,
Yes.
whispering of wealth.
Surprised
Chief
to see me?
Orumia
I am
squinted
alive.
through cloudy eyes, his heart stopping as the ghost of the exiled woman walked past. Behind her, Tim and Tem, immaculate in tailored suits. Tim spoke first, his steady, resonant voice cutting through humid hair like a gavel, reminding them of the banishment. Then Tem stepped forward, shifting focus to present fraud. He pulled out the contract, revealing exactly how Elder Micah sold out their future. You thought our lack of sight was an abomination, Tem echoed. But your village suffers from blindness of justice, empathy, and vision. The double weight of legal exposure and crushing guilt completely broke Chief Orumia. Realizing that the sons he abandoned had become the village's only true protectors, the old man fell to his knees. Forgive me, he whispered. Trembling, Ilaye looked down softly. We did not return for your crown, Chief. We returned to deliver the truth. Tim and Tem turned, canes tapping a steady goodbye. As they reached the door, Tim delivered their final decree. A community that throws away its children has no right to demand shade from their branches. Let this be your lesson. Never discard what you did not create. They stepped into the light, leaving the village to sit in the dark of his own making. So what's your thought about Tim and Tem's actions? Did they serve the village right? Did they pay them back in their own coin? Or would you have expected them to do more? Let's know your thoughts in the comment section. Please share our stories so that more people can know about us. Thank you. God bless you.